Go ahead.
Just start, bro. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته everybody. Welcome to our pre-phase 3 webinar. This is phase 3 final advice, final strategy, pre-phase 3, whatever you want to call it. We were discussing what we should call this webinar, but inshallah it'll be the final webinar before phase 3. Inshallah launches towards the end of this week or midweek this week, we hope. This is inshallah the plan for today. We're fortunate, alhamdulillah, today to have with us Brother Shan from Australia. It's early morning in Australia, and he has kindly taken out some time to join us and to go through a live demonstration of the platform, going through Nusuk, and we'll cover the current packages in the basket, how to prepare and configure new packages, package choices, and then e-wallet and OTP issues we'll go through as well. Then after that, we might leave, depending on how we're getting on for time, 10-15 minutes for a mini Q&A. Then we'll go on to the second item on the agenda, which is the phase 3 itself, which is the dates and details. And we'll go through the package changes. Some of you may be aware from the Telegram conversations and the Telegram messages that there have been some changes to packages. We're going to run through all of those details, inshallah. And then we'll have a broader Q&A towards the end. So that's the plan for today, inshallah. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Shan. Do you have control, Shan, or Ibrar? Can we hand over to make him co-host?
Yes, Brother Shan has a co-host.
Yeah. So I'll stop sharing, Shan.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem, inshallah.
Over to you.
Okay. Can everyone now see the screen? Inshallah?
Yes, we can, yes.
All right. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to be here with the Dome team or the A team, mashallah. And some of you may have been on the webinar yesterday, which means you may be one step ahead. And I'll be going over similar content to what we went through yesterday, inshallah. But if I can just get a show of in the chat. I wanted to ask a question, and let's see how many people were on yesterday. If you were wanting to purchase your Hajj package and you managed to log in the next phase, what would be the quickest way for you to be able to purchase your Hajj package? Is it by going to the checkout option up the top here and clicking checkout? Or is it by clicking booking details? So for those of you who think it's the checkout option, give me a thumbs up to let me know that you think that's the quickest way to go to the thumbs up or hands up. People putting there, yep. Okay, that whether it's checkout. Okay, so you think that checkout is the quickest option for you to be able to get to the purchase option? Okay, how about those who think it's by clicking on booking details? Who thinks it's by clicking on booking details? Any reactions? Thumbs ups, booking details? Right. So let's have a look live, real time, what it may look like in terms of what's the quickest way to be able to go to your checkout. So alhamdulillah, you're there, the screen's spinning and you're waiting for your turn, and then alhamdulillah, you get your turn to be able to log in. The OTP, the one-time punishment comes along in time, and then you're able to log in. what are you going to do first? So those people who said to go to checkout, let's see what happens. You click on checkout. Do you get taken to the purchase screen? No, you don't. You get taken to the transportation screen, and then you have to click another screen in order to get to the checkout screen. And if the wallet was topped up here, right, you'd be able to click purchase package. So that's if you click checkout. So checkout is not the way to go, but if we were to click booking details, and if our package has already been configured, right, and we're in that position where before the next phase, they don't empty our carts, your current package is still configured, or they may potentially, which is unlikely, open it up for configuration. You would click on booking details, and what happens? It goes directly to the payment checkout page, right? So you can see that it's actually the quickest way to do it is by clicking booking details, brothers and sisters. You need to click booking details and not the checkout option, right? Which may or may not make sense, but a lot of things in Nusuk don't make sense, right? So you don't click the checkout option, but you click the booking details option to go to your purchase the package immediately. Now, you may or may not have the ability to be able to, as I said, click on booking details based on what your first preference is, etc., in your cart. Now, if you're unable to configure the packages prior to the next phase going live, we still have a ability for you to have at least a shortcut in order to be able to go to your package to configure, and we'll go through that shortly. But what I wanted to focus on now is that what will it look like, for example, if you are going to purchase the package, maybe just so I can, okay, that should be showing on my screen now. Is that the PDF showing now on my screen, Lebron?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want to click on the checkout option because it's going to take you to the transportation screen, which is a step before the final purchase screen. What we want to do is to make sure we click on booking details. You click there if your package is configured. And if it's not, I'm going to show you how you can do it very quickly anyway. Then you'll see here, you're going to say Bismillah. You'll see the captcha. And you'll say, yes, I'm not a robot. You click on yes. And then click on purchase package. The button will say purchase package, and then you're going to wait, right? And then what's going to happen, you're going to come to the next screen. And this particular screen is going to be there, and it's going to feel like a lifetime. Your heart's going to be racing, pumping, right? A second's going to feel like a minute's going to feel like an hour, and so forth on this particular screen. Most importantly, when you're on this screen, do not do anything on this screen other than just make dua, right? Make dua. Do not refresh the screen. Do not press back or anything, no matter how long it might take. It may take you 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes plus even. Just don't touch it. Don't. Just let it go and leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you're on the screen. It'll actually feel like a lifetime on this screen, but refer to point 2. Don't do anything. You actually may receive a confirmation email during this particular time. And if that's the case, just say Alhamdulillah. If you don't, it's still okay. Don't touch anything. And then if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called you, you will eventually end up moving to the next screen. Okay? You'll be moving to the next screen, inshallah. Labaik Allahumma labaik. And then you're going to receive this particular screen, inshallah. It's real. It says confirmed. It's not a dream. Do your sajda shukr, give sadaqah, right? And so forth. And you're then, inshallah, on your way. What you want to do is, once this has happened, if you just wanted to double check, you can go to the next screen as well. There'll be a little green tick that says paid. You can click on my package or my Hajj itinerary. The other way to double check is, if you still can't believe it and you're pinching yourself, is to go onto your e-wallet and see what the value of your e-wallet is. And if the amount of the package has been deducted, then you know from your dashboard, right? So it should, for example, here, when you're on your dashboard, right? If you had, for example, 100,000 Saudi riyals and it now shows 5 riyals or 5,000, depending on the package you bought, then you know that the packages have been successfully purchased or securing it. because the wallet's been deducted, right? So that's another way if you don't believe it, etc. Once that happens, then just log out so that other people can complete their purchasing, get into the queue, or you might be in a position to be able to go and help somebody else log in, given that you were able to log in, and you can go and log in for somebody else, and then particularly do the purchasing for them as well. Okay, so that's what the situation will be with regards to purchasing a package and how it may look like through the different steps, right? So let's say, for example, you get to this particular screen, right? And then what happens is the booking doesn't go through, right? So you need to be prepared in advance for what may happen if your first choice is not available, brothers and sisters. You need to be prepared and ready if your first choice is not available, right? So, and based on that, you need to be prepared in advance for what would my choice be if a certain scenario happens. Let's say, for example, and with the Dome Tours packages, on some packages, I understand there is an ability to be able to fly from both London and Manchester. Is that correct?
Which package, sorry?
On some of the Dome packages, there's more than one gateway, right?
Yeah, the one package, yeah, we have two gateways. Yeah.
Right. So let's say, for example, you go to the checkout page, you click on purchase package, and the error that it comes back with, brothers and sisters, is that the flight capacity is full. So if your first choice or your second choice is no matter what, I want that package and I'm happy to fly from a different location or different gateway. And remember, brothers and sisters, my sincere and genuine advice to you is to prioritize going to Hajj over the city that you're flying from. Prioritize going to Hajj over the type of room you're going to have, right? And even prioritize Hajj over the type of package that you're going to have. Just prioritize Hajj over anything. So let's say there is an error that comes up, right? There is an error. It comes here and then it says flight capacity is full and you know that you're happy to go and fly, right, from another gateway. And England is so small, guys, right? You can go from London to Manchester, right? It's only a couple of hours or a few hours, whatever it might be. In Australia, right, to change from one location to another, from, for example, from Perth to Sydney, it's a 5-hour flight, the opposite direction from Saudi Arabia. And people are willing to do that in order to secure their Hajj. So if it came up with that particular error, what we would want to do is to change our gateway. We would want to go back 2 screens. So we'd be here, it'd come up with the error saying flight capacity is full. Then we already know what we're going to do. We're going to scroll and we're going to click on previous. It's going to take us back to the transportation screen. We're going to click on previous and it's going to take us back to the flight screen. And then from there, right, you'll see here, that's the current choice I have here. Select, I'm just going to go on, I don't have to unselect it. I'm just going to go and click to the next one. And then it's going to change my flight. And away I go back towards the purchase screen, inshallah, in order to be able to quickly, within a matter of seconds, go from a different gateway to a different gateway and then click purchase. Now, understand how Nusuk works. Nusuk is actually dynamic, that it will only show you what is available at that point in time that you were there. So let's say the flight from London was available at the time you were on that screen, but by the time you got to checkout, potentially the other people had booked the package from London and therefore it showed it with an error. So if that was the case, when you would go back, that flight from London wouldn't actually appear for you to actually be able to book, right? Or from a rooming perspective, let's say you chose Twin and Twin was no longer available, it would actually not give you the option on the screen to choose Twin, right? So for example, if I was wanting to change my room configuration, I would do what I just did, but I have to go back a further 2 screens. So I have to go back 4 screens. So for example, I would click on previous, I get to transportation, I click on previous, get back to flights the second time. The third screen, I want to click on previous, and then I want to get back to the additional services screen, and then one more screen to get back to the rooming configuration. And then I would say, as you can see here, it doesn't give me an option to choose triple because there are no triples available on this particular package, right? And right now, live, that's what it's showing me. So I would then say, okay, I wasn't able to get a quad, it's completely booked. I then click on twin and away I go, right? Clicking next, 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 all the way to get through. And brothers and sisters, the most important thing that also you need to be aware of in these particular circumstances, right? I'll just get to the purchase screen, is when you have these alternative options in mind, you need to make sure that your wallet, right, your e-wallet balance does cater for any change in preferences, whether that be the flights are generally the same price at very minimal difference. Whether the room category is changing from quad to twin, you would need to have your e-wallet prepared for that particular scenario. Or if you would be going to an alternative package, which we're going to show you now, right? You would also need to have your e-wallet prepared in advance to take care of any one of those particular scenarios, whether that be plan A, plan B, or plan C. Okay. So that's the situation that we're covering if your first choice is not available and your second or third choices may be within the same package and just going from a different gateway or using a different room category. So the alternative now is to say, okay, that particular package, maybe your second or third preferences are in different packages, right? So what would be the quickest way? Or alternatively, if we're unable to configure prior to launch and you want to be able to configure the quickest way possible, inshallah, what would be the quickest way for you to do so? So you all may have seen, and if you haven't, if you click on the Albait on Nusuk website and you click on packages, there's this little button here called Package Explorer. You can open that, and then if you want to see Dome's packages, you could click on Dome, and then it will show you all of Dome's packages here now, right? And they're all here. And if you want to see relevant information, you can see relevant information. I'm sure the team has shared with you all their flyers and so forth and have all the relevant details. And if you wanted to, you could click on expand and just see a little bit more. So here you see there are London and Manchester. So there are two gateways on this particular package, right? You can see the videos of the hotels. You can look at the camps and they'll talk about the difference, how some packages may be shifting to Al Muwaisim, right? And there's the brochure here as well. So that's available for you at your disposal. And the reason why I've also showed you this as well is we also have shortcut methods, right? So this is the packages in Australia for example, Inspired Tours from where from my organisation or some of the other Australian partners. We have direct links. I'm just going to take this off the screen now, and I'm going to click on them and show you. Whilst I'm logged into Nusuk, right? I'm going to click on those particular packages, and you can see it opens them up in the new tab directly to the rooming configuration page of those packages. So you will be also have these links made available for you, right? And I've just copied and pasted one now. So let's see, right? This is a Dome package. If I then, oops, right, here, this particular package is a Dome package, right? You can see if I click on previous on this package, it's actually a Dome package. It'll be the 1110J. No, well, this is the different one, HJ. I copied the wrong link. Next one, sorry, down on my spreadsheet. Let me just do that. This will be the 1110J. Okay, Hilton, Dalataba. But if I then click on previous, it should be the Dome Tours package. Yep, there you go, DT, right? So I was just showing you, right? The link will be one step ahead of this screen. If you end up having the link to this, you would just have to click on configure package and go to the next screen. But the link that I'm sharing goes straight to that screen, right? And you could then potentially go and move forward with your configuration. However, there's one important step that I haven't done before doing so. So I'm just going to move these particular tabs now to be in order. So let's say, for example, brothers and sisters, my first preference is not available, or it says the package is full. I need to be thinking quick on my feet. I need to be prepared for all scenarios. I'm prioritizing going to Hajj over anything else. So I'm happy to go to a new package, right? I would then, on our website, we will have, at the moment, it has a link to go to the first page, right, which is a summary. I click on this green, it says content copied. And if I was to actually copy it here, right, it will take me to that package summary page. What we're doing is we're going to create a separate column today, inshallah, my time, which will be later your time. It'll say room config link next to the summary link. So you would just copy that. It'll be in the yellow button, and then that content will copy. You can save them beforehand in your dashboard. You can save them as notes, so you have them readily available, or you can just be able to go on, get them from the website, inshallah, once they're up, and you'll use those to go to your next packages, inshallah. And again, you have to be logged into Nusuk at the point in time in order for those links to work. Otherwise, if you're not logged in, obviously you try and do that link, it's going to ask you to log into Nusuk. Okay. So that's important. From that particular perspective, right? We would then say, okay, our first choice wasn't available, right? I want to move to my next package. I've clicked the links for the other packages to open, right? I would then click my room configuration. But if I try to click next, it's going to come up with an error because there's something in my cart. Because I was trying to purchase a previous package, or if I've been previously configured. So there's a step I need to do if I want to move from one package to the next. The most important thing you have to do is empty your cart, right? So this is where the cart becomes. So you can see here at the top of Nusuk, it tells you what screen you're on. It says payment checkout on this tab, rooming configuration on this tab, rooming configuration on this tab, and package summary on this tab over here. So on the tab that I am logged in where I was trying to check out, that's the screen I need to be able to check out on. The reason being, if I was to check out on this where I was actually, I had an error here, I click checkout. When you check out, it actually takes you back to your dashboard, and you're back to the beginning, and you're not ahead of where you'd like to be. So from that particular perspective, I'm on this page and I want to click on checkout here. And then at this moment I do that, I'm going to move to the next screen to be ready to proceed. And all I will do is wait till this screen here is changed to dashboard. And once it's changed to dashboard, I know I'm on my way to be able to configure my next package. So let's see it. I'm going to click on empty my cart and then click on yes. I'm going to my next choice. It's gone to dashboard, means away I go. I can now start configuring the package as quickly as I possibly can. I'm clicking on next to get through additional services. I'm clicking on the flight that I want. It's here. I'm clicking on net, and then I'm going to the transportation section. I'm clicking on package transportation. I'm clicking on next, and I'm getting to the purchase screen, inshallah, in a matter of clicks. Didn't take too long, as you can see, right? And I would then click on purchase package, make sure I say Bismillah, click the capture, and away I go. So as you can see, if you can become familiar with this, and there's PDFs I'll share you, and there's a video that you can watch as well in your own time, because obviously you're not in a position where you can configure at the moment. But just be comfortable knowing, okay, it's a matter of 4 screens, 5 screens. I need to be calm. I need to be patient. I know what I'm going to be doing, and I'll get through this particular scenario. We're going to have the links available for you. We're going to have your links available for you, so you can then be one step ahead to be able to go from your first choice package to your next choice package if you need. And that's what you would be doing. And again, if the same thing doesn't work, all right, I then would go, okay, I've got this one here. I want to go from my second package choice to my third package choice. I'm clicking on empty cart. Oh, didn't press it. Empty cart. I'm clicking on yes. I move to the next screen. It's gone to dashboard, right? This is a shifting package. I'm on my way, clicking on next. I'm clicking on next for additional services. I'm selecting my flight option, right? I'm selecting my flight option. Yep. Next. Clicking on package transportation again, and then next. And I'm on my purchase screen, inshallah. Bismillah. I'm going to click purchase, inshallah, and then away I go, right? For it to be available, inshallah, for you. So that's how you want to be able to be prepared to navigate from plan A to plan B to plan C on your Dome Tours packages. Okay. And again, in each particular scenario, you need to ensure your wallet is available and topped up to cater for those particular preferences, rather than trying to top up at that point in time to avoid any unnecessary delays, and so forth. As you saw with the system in the first phase, it can be quite challenging, it can be quite time consuming, and there may be a lot of waiting involved. So you just need to be, I guess, as prepared as you possibly can for the different scenarios that might face themselves, and be able to go from, again, my sincere advice, prioritize Hajj over your room choice, prioritize Hajj over your flight choice, prioritize Hajj over your package choice. That would be my genuine and sincere advice of what you would be doing and going from one to the next to the next. So these are all, and the advantage that you have with Al-Bayt, and what we learned from the last year, is by having the group flights available, it allows you to very quickly move from your selections to purchasing, given the ease of the group flights. If it's already configured, it saves in your cart, you click on booking details and you check out, and within 2 clicks, you're done. If you need to go through the configuration, you don't have to worry about going through custom flight searching. And I might just show you the example of what happens if there is a custom flight. Now, I don't believe there'll be any custom flight choices available on any of the Dome Tours packages. However, there will be custom flight opportunities are available on some packages, in particular the public packages, and on the standard and shifting packages that Al-Bayt guests have. So for that particular option with those, did you want me to go through that at all, just to show people the reason why the group flights is the way to go, bro?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay. So let's say I need to empty my cart. Okay, and then I'm going to choose, actually the package I was on, there was a shifting package, and I saw the option there to be able to do the custom flight. So let me just do that again. This is the one. So when I get to the flight screen, you'll see there is a different option for you available, which has custom flights instead of the group flight situation. So here it says select a custom flight. So let's go through the process of what, if you were thinking about it or you wanted to choose a package with the custom flight, what's going to occur. You would actually have to click on acknowledge and select a flight. It's then going to take you to a new screen where Al Musafir, you're now searching for live flights inside your booking system. Then you got to go here. And while I'm searching to go, okay, I want to fly from London, right? People are booking while I'm typing this in. And then I'm going to Jeddah. Oh, I want multi-cities. I want to go to Jeddah, but I want to come back from Medina. Then you got to type that in. And remember, all the while that you're doing this, people are still booking. People are booking, people are booking, people are booking. And I want to go back to London. So I've got to type this in. People are still booking, and I'm still waiting for my flight. these are the dates that they work, or do I need to make a change? It only allows you to make a change a day before or a day after your package, right? Click on show flights. And while this is happening, people are still booking and you're still searching for a flight. People are still booking and you're still searching for a flight, and people are still booking and I'm still waiting. People are booking and I'm still waiting for the flights available to show, right? And all during this time, people are continuing to book. Now the flights have come up. Okay, I've got to make a quick choice. I've got Qatar as an option, right? Are there any direct options? You can see, no, it doesn't look like there are any direct options on these dates at all, right? So if that's the case on the dates that I've chosen, right, I think all of the Dome tours flights are available direct or, or via Saudi Airlines. So I then have to click on select for this particular package. I'm waiting, people are still booking and I'm still waiting, right? I've selected those. I then click on the details to say, I regret and agree. I don't know whether I've chosen luggage or not luggage, right? And what the choices are, but I'm in a rush and people are booking and I'm still waiting for my flight. People are still booking and I'm still waiting for my flight. People are still booking and I'm still waiting for the flight. And this is what it's going to be like. It's not busy at the moment, so you can imagine how busy it will be when it's actually the booking phase. Right now, flying my flight selected, I can then now go to the next screen. I've got to now, no matter what I've done, I need to select package transportation again, and I select that. I click on next. I've got to do it for both arrival and departure, which I thought I'd done. What's happening? What's that? Yeah, so it's temperamental now. Here we go. Try private car again. Try private car, package transportation. What am I doing wrong?
There's a message coming up, Sean, saying no cars available, no transportation available. So when you clicked on high speed railway, then it gave you the option. But the other options, they said no transportation available.
Right. Let's have a look. Now I'm going to do the arrival. So, okay. I've done that one. Whereas
I think you've got to click economy class.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. So again, these are the challenges if you're choosing the custom, whereas transportation on what the normal packages is included within the group flights. And now I would be able on the purchase screen. So that's a difference if you're looking at any type of package option that has custom flight, brothers and sisters, it is a bit of a challenge. Last year, with the situation we learned from, for every 7 people that booked a package using a group flight, there was only 1 person that booked a package using a custom flight. And last year, you could book the same package with both group flights and custom flights at the same time was made available. So the advantage of the group flight is the ease and speed of booking process. Obviously, no doubt the convenience. You're accompanying my guides from the beginning to the end. You arrive with the group, you leave with the group, all of these particular benefits. So our recommendation, again, prioritize Hajj over anything else. And if there are any changes that may need to be made, that may need to suit your circumstances, potentially subject to availability, subject to what's available, potentially there might be things that could be done to suit your individual circumstances. But again, prioritize Hajj over going to anything else. So that if the packages are open for configuration, these particular packages that have a custom flight option, you cannot save that configuration in your cart. So if you were to click on booking details, you would have to come to the flight screen, do the entire search again, and the price may change at that time because the price is dynamic and live. And we saw in phase 2 for some of the countries like Botswana and Seychelles that we were assisting and booking, some of the prices jumped by 1,000 to 1,500 Saudi riyals at the time of booking. So again, you would need to be prepared from a wallet scenario, and we don't advise that. And you've got all of the Dome packages that have all the group flights available, which is actually your ticket to being having the extra opportunity or the extra ability to be successful in the next phase is because of the group flight and the group flight options. Okay. So I think I've covered everything that we may be wanting to cover from an OTP perspective, right? From an OTP perspective, I think we learnt from the first phase, brothers and sisters, that if you're trying to log on from multiple devices or tabs, it will cause issues. So only try and do the single session that you're trying to log in via. And that's why when sometimes people use the VPN, it wasn't the VPN that was the magic trick. It was simply the fact that the VPN created a new single session, right? In order for you to be able to log in. So you can do that by right-clicking on the login. So if you go on OTP and then your OTP doesn't come in 5 minutes, don't click resend OTP. Don't click resend OTP. Just go right-click on the login screen on Nusuk, open up a new tab and do the login again. Okay? That will then create a new session and inshallah you will receive your OTP in time. So that's what the tip that I wanted to share with you also is it's from the OTP perspective, is it's not about, you know, trying to click resend OTP, resend OTP, resend OTP, try and create the new session, log in again, as opposed to clicking resend OTP. That's just based on our experience of what happened in phase 1. And that way you'll have, hopefully, inshallah, a better option to be able to go and purchase in, inshallah, and securing in your Hajj package. So I think I've covered everything. Is there anything else?
John, just one quick question is that, you click on the login on the same page on the top right hand, the login link.
Yeah, I might just show a demonstration, sorry.
You don't have to open a new tab, do you? Because if you go to the new tab, then you might be put back in the queue or something.
Let's say I've logged, so if I had actually logged in on this screen and clicked on login, it'll say OTP down the bottom and the counter's happening. So what you would do, right? You'd right click, open a new tab, and then try and log in again.
Screen is not shared, actually. Sorry.
Is it?
No.
You're right. I didn't click share. My apologies. It's too early in the morning here.
You haven't had your coffee yet.
Not yet. So that you should be able to see my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say I've done this. I click on login. It's going to ask me for the OTP, and then the counter will be down the bottom here, and then it'll say after 5 minutes, resend OTP here.
Yeah.
Right. Don't click on resend on OTP. Go to login and click on right click and go to a new tab and then just log in. It's generally the better way. Or if you were on this page, you could just click on login again at the top. It should do the same thing, but right clicking maybe just might be more safer. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's right.
Any other questions?
I just wanted to make sure.
Jazakallah khair, Zishanis Abdul Wahid here. Yeah, that was extremely useful. And for the benefit of everybody watching, the recording will be shared. And I suggest you watch it again and watch it again, because on the day, as Sean mentioned, you'll be under pressure, you'll be panicking, what to do if things don't go right. So hopefully what Sean's advised, hopefully that will bring a sense of calm and structure to the booking process, inshallah. Sean, just a couple of things I've got to ask you. Common questions that we get is, so many people, the screen is grayed out. They can't configure, they can't do anything. So what do they do in that instance? And will Nusuk give any time for people to configure before the system goes live?
Yeah. So again, the point I wanted to make on this before I answer that question is, if you click login on the same screen, right, it may potentially put you back in the queue. So right clicking is probably why you want to right click login and go to the next screen, so that you can be able to log in immediately and try and get your OTP. So the way the system works, brothers and sisters, is that people are able to book in phase 2 at the moment from those countries that are available. And that booking will continue essentially up until we know, or shortly before we're able to go and book in the next phase. And based on our experience of what happened last year, I don't believe, or we don't believe that there will be time made available for people to configure before the next phase. And we should plan for worst case scenario. We should plan for worst case scenario. We make dua that it's actually different and it gives us time to be able to configure beforehand. But based on our experience, because they actually have to turn the system off in order to be able to enable the system for countries to be able to go and purchase. Because right now, UK is turned off from purchasing in the system, so it's not made. So they'll have to go and turn on UK, turn on Canada, Australia, US, and so forth, and then make it available for people to purchase when they go live. So we don't believe that there will be an ability for people to configure. We hope we're wrong, and inshallah that they are. So whilst they're grayed out and whilst they're not, you won't be able to configure. However, that's why those package links that we shared with you are going to be key for you to stay ahead. And rather than having to log in, trying to search for your package and so forth, all you have is that link ready. You can copy and paste it into your browser and you're at the rooming configuration stage and away you go, right? That's obviously if you haven't configured and got anything in your cart, or if you're needing to change your preference choice, then you need to make sure your card is empty and then click on the links and away you go. And be calm, be concise, be measured. You've got it. We've supported you in this situation. You just need to go and execute, click on the relevant screens, click on next, and away you go. And inshallah, you'll be successful in securing your Hajj package, inshallah. So that answers that question, I hope.
Yep. One other one, because we have had a few of these, not many, but we'll ask it anyway in case we get asked later on, is regarding verifications. Now, I saw the messages on the Al-Bayt group earlier on today. So what advice can you give on verifications for people that are not yet verified but want to be verified, or have family members that are not yet verified?
So from our understanding, the best way, if you are on a family profile and you have certain family members that on the profile aren't verified and others are, that you would need to make sure you have topped up your wallet and then raise a ticket with Nusuk for the other family members to get verified. So if you haven't topped up your wallet, we don't believe that you will be in a position for your family members to get verified at all. So you need to top up your wallet and then request to raise a ticket with Nusuk, requesting for the family members that you're still waiting on to get verified. This is our understanding of what your best possible option to get those particular people verified are. So you'll just need to go and make that commitment to top up the wallet. And there is a 14-day refund where you're able to request a refund and not lose any of the processing fees if you do it within 14 days of topping up the wallet. Obviously, there will be a wait to receive the refunds, as we know by their refund policy. But this is for those particular people. Make istikhara, go ahead, top up your wallet, and then, inshallah, raise a ticket with Nusuk to get your family members verified. For anyone else in other different situations, the only recommendation we can have for people is just to raise the support tickets with Nusuk to see what can happen and see whether they're able to get verified. But for family members, you need to, if you have family members on your profile and some are verified and not verified, the only way I think is for you to have topped up your wallet to get those people verified from what we have seen. And that would be our recommendation.
Okay, Jazakallah khair.
Right.
We can have a quick Q&A now, since we have Sean and I think Sohail's also joined us. So if anybody has any questions specifically related to what Brother Sean has gone through, we're going to have a more extensive Q&A at the end, inshallah. But specifically related to Nusuk and the issues that Brother Sean has gone through, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. Or Hassan, if you want to read out anything that anybody's asked in the chat, please.
Yes, brother has asked, some did not have the option to click resend once you've put in the OTP. It automatically resent another and started the 5-minute timer again. So that's for either brother Sahil or Shan.
Sahil, I think if we might want to answer that one.
No problems. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. With regards to not showing the OTP, again, that is one, browser is a very, very important factor because some browsers won't show a process in terms of what the protocol is or what Nusuk are using. So very, very important that the appropriate browsers use. The safest browser to use is Chrome. Edge gives this kind of an issue. Firefox gives this kind of an issue sometimes. Firefox is actually my top choice. I don't normally go for Google Chrome. After that, it's Firefox and then Edge. I'm not an Apple person. I'm a Windows person, so I can't really comment on Apple. But we found in terms of reliability, those are the two most strongest in terms of security. Sometimes you've got security settings in there as well. VPNs can sometimes impact whether it's an auto release of an OTP or a requested release of an OTP as well. So security settings are very, very important. Occasionally we'll have the issue as well, even on a Chrome, that sometimes when we select in the capture, sometimes we'll have to select the images. It can happen occasionally, depending how the spooling works on the browser that you're using. And most of the time, the pictures don't come up, and you could easily, verify that you're not a robot just by ticking the box, and you don't have to tick them different pictures. So we know sometimes it's not very coherent, and sometimes you have to just assume why did that happen. But generally, as a rule, if you're not getting the manual OTP request, then I would definitely check the security settings. I would definitely check your browser as well.
Thank you. Can we have Sabah's iPhone, please? And please, this is just related to what Brother Shan has covered now. If there's any other questions, they'll be at the end, inshallah.
I'm just asking about emptying the cart. Because I'm watching you guys on the phone. My tabs are really small, so I could not make out. So you empty the cart on the same page where you're trying to purchase the package, and then swiftly move on to the next step where you're trying to select the second option. Is that right? Or you click, or you have to be on the second tab on your second option to empty the cart?
No. So on your, as I think I explained, on the screen that you're trying to purchase, that's the screen you want to empty.
Yeah.
Because when you empty your card, it takes you back to your dashboard on
Okay.
that. So you will take you back to your dashboard. So you click on empty, you click on yes, you empty your cart, you automatically move to your next screen. You should see the Nusuk tab at the top change to dashboard. Now, today, because this system is running quite smoothly and there's not a lot of people on there, it changed to dashboard very quickly and I was able to move forth and book. You just got to wait live when it actually happens during the booking process. It may take a little bit of time for the cart to empty, a little bit longer. You just got to wait until it says dashboard on the other screen, and then you will know that my cart's been emptied. And yes, I can continue to keep moving on the next screen.
Okay, so you move on to the next step. That's fine. Thank you. And the other question I have, I know Brother Sohail just mentioned that Chrome is the best option to use as a browser. But in my first phase, I did not have a laptop, so I had to buy this Chromebook, which I'm using. But I never got OTP on that one. And then I ran up and I asked my husband, and I used his laptop and I used Edge. And then I got OTP, and then I was having issues with the captcha. So do I need to check this? What am I looking for in my settings in my laptop for Chrome browser? What should I check? What do I need to change?
Sorry, can you just say I missed the first part of that?
Sorry,
The
so
Chromebook?
I'm saying that I was initially in the phase 1, I was using Chrome browser, and I never got any OTP for 2 hours. I was just waiting, and OTP did not come through at all. Then I borrowed my husband's laptop, and then I logged on to Edge because somebody mentioned in the chat group that Edge is a better browser. So I used that one, and then OTP came through. Then I was struggling with CAPTCHA in the Edge browser. Ultimately, anyway, I got in, could not buy it. So what I'm trying to check with you guys is, because Brother Sohail just mentioned that you need to check the security settings. So when I'm looking for security settings in my laptop from a Chrome browser, what is it that I need to look for or rectify to be able to get OTP quickly?
So, you want me to answer that, Sean?
Sure.
Yeah, in order for you to ensure that you do get, so there's two parts of your question. The first part, you said you waited for quite a period before the OTP.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your browser.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
It's completely independent, that is. So that, let's put that aside for now. The OTP didn't come because of the relay chain from where the OTP comes from. There was a lot of traffic. That was the only reason. No other reason.
Oh, okay.
So that, inshallah, won't be too much of an issue this time, because we've seen that OTPs came very quickly in phase 2, and they continue to as well, because phase 2 is still ongoing. Now, inshallah, we hope that phase 3 will be as smooth as phase 2 in terms of the OTPs, if not better. Okay. Second part of the question is, make sure on that laptop you are
Yeah.
using Chrome. If you're using Chrome without any VPN, you will not have any issues with the OTP. You will have the button there to press for the OTP. But remember, we're trying not to request the OTP again. We're going to right click, as Shan's explained to us, and
Yeah.
we're going to open another page altogether. But the OTP will 100% be there. If you have any problems, Sister Sabah, I know you've told me at the time, just give me a call and I'll be waiting for your
Yeah.
call, because I know you follow me around.
I don't want to mess about again and
Look,
bother you. I
Yeah,
just want to
fine.
make sure I'm ready and prepared. So
Yeah.
what is VPN? Sorry.
The VPN is a virtual private network. So if you basically got a firewall or any kind of
Got it.
antivirus software
Mhm.
on your computer, they'll
Mhm.
automatically sometimes have a VPN in there. So those are what we mean when it comes to security settings. For example, my handheld devices and everything have a constant VPN all the time, simply because we use those devices for pretty much everything, banking and everything. So we have a VPN constantly running. And when we know we're in certain countries sometimes or using a certain protocol, we have to bring the VPN down to open to reduce the security. So for us, we have access, for example, banking and receiving our codes for banking. So those are just the little examples that we give them when we talk about security settings. But if you're not using anything like that, you're simply just using Chrome, then inshallah, there shouldn't be any problems at all.
Okay,
And,
Jazakallah. I hope
and the
so.
most important thing I would say is the reason you got to Microsoft Edge is because it was a new session that was created,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's the most important thing, not the browser, but the new session that gets created, which is right-clicking on login will do the same thing as anything else, and it's much simpler for you, inshallah. And again, this phase, I think, you think about all the people that have already booked, they're not going to be up against you in this particular phase. So last year, based on our experience, brothers and sisters, it was a lot smoother, right? In this particular phase, due to the traffic being a little bit less. And inshallah, you'll all be successful in bi'idhnillah, and keep making your du'as and your adhkar and so forth, inshallah, and hopefully you'll be successful this time.
Inshallah. Jazakallah.
So, about what I would like to add, not to yourself, but everybody here. I know yesterday's webinar with Sean, today's webinar as well. It's a lot to take in. I completely understand. We get it. It's a lot to take in. And I've likened it to an example as well. You think to yourself, if you're going for a driving lesson and you've got you've got to do a 3-point turn, and you're gonna think to yourself, what am I doing next? Do I do this? Do I do that? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Honestly, inshallah, it will be a lot smoother. Don't rush it. As Brother Abdul Wahid said as well, you'll be in a state of panic and you'll be under a lot of duress. Just start with Bismillah, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil, and just go with the flow, and it will fall into place. And it's easy for me to sit here and say that, but we could only tell you from experience, because we'll be doing these over and over again for a lot of other pilgrims as well. So please just remain calm, composed, and just go. Inshallah, you'll be fine.
Inshallah. Jazakallah.
We'll just take one more of the Wahid from Bakhtiyar, and I think the rest we can do towards the end. Brother Bakhtiyar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. My first question is, I use, for example, Safari on my Mac for Nusuk, but then I can also use Chrome. Would you advise to use Chrome instead of Safari? Firstly, for the process.
If you're confident and you're comfortable with Safari and you've not seen any, I mean, one thing we don't want to do is question another browser simply because we don't use it. So what I would say is if you feel comfortable, you've not had any problems with your OTPs, you've not had any problems with functionality in terms of access, then by all means use Safari. There'll be a lot of other pilgrims using Safari as well. The reason we say Chrome is because our developers and the individual who we work with, they've told us that in terms of security with accessibility, Chrome will be very, very strong. Therefore, it's indicated.
Second question. And my second question is regarding the actual login time. Would you suggest logging in like maybe like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes before they release the packages, for example? Let's say it's at 3 o'clock, log in like 2, 3 minutes before.
So we don't actually have a certain recommendation for that because at this stage we simply don't know whether there will be a point of notice. So they might just, for example, I mean, these are purely examples I'm giving you, instances. They might say on the day that at some point today the system's going to go live for starting to select or book your packages. So most pilgrims naturally will start to go online and start seeing if they could log in and see if they can see anything. They might not necessarily see anything at the time. So it's more of an expectation. So we've just got to hope that they'll just say, okay, go online and start having a look at the packages and start booking your packages. As Sean said as well, and we maintain that as well, there may not be a pre-configuration stage and there may not be an option where you've still got your package within your basket, because remember, these are known as live inventories. So if there's been any adjustments in the packages or inventory items or availability of certain rooms, you might find that they actually clear your basket altogether. So what we're saying, these are all eventualities. Just be prepared for it. None of these stages or none of these steps are going to put you at a disadvantage, nor are they going to put you on the back foot. You're just preempting it and just making sure that you've made all, steps to make sure yourself you're at a position where you should be able to go in and do what you need to. So for example, we've gone through the configuration process and doing it at a relative speed to be able to check out in time. So just be prepared for that. If they, for example, say we're going to go live in 1 hour, by all means, just be ready for it, just to go online within the hour. So those are there's no hard and fast rule. All we're doing is making appropriate measures and appropriate steps so we are ready for it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, 100%. Jazakallah khair, brothers.
You're more than welcome.
Welcome. Jazakallah khair, Sahil. Okay, so we'll carry on with the presentation because we have the phase 3 details and dates to go through that part, and then inshallah the other brothers and sisters that had questions, we'll take them at the end, inshallah. I'll just share my screen.
Slagov Shan.
Abdul Wahid, we should just say Assalamu alaikum to Abu Ibrahim, Shan, before he leaves to get his
Shan,
morning coffee.
Are you leaving?
Yes, the kids have to get ready for school and so forth. I will need to leave.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Shan.
much, everyone.
Inshallah, we'll catch up later. Appreciate your time.
Speak to you soon.
Okay, so we've done. Thanks to Brother Sean. Okay, so phase 3. Why the change to Mu'aysim? So we just wanted to put everybody in on the same page. So after the phase 1 sales, there remains only limited capacity in Majar al-Kabsh. What we have been advised is that there are approximately 1,000 places left. So more than 80% or around 80% was already have been sold. So if we were to continue in that vein with Majar al-Kabsh, this presents a big risk of missing out on a Hajj package because there are so many people chasing so few places. So this we got together, we studied this, and with more capacity in the Mu'aysim camp, the decision was taken to shift some of the places that we had to the Mu'aysim camp that were remaining on the packages to increase the chance of securing a package. Had we proceeded as we were in phase 1, meaning everybody at Majar al-Kabsh, this would mean that the risk of missing out on a Hajj package is very high. Now, there's more capacity in Mu'aysim, which is why the decision was taken to move the remaining places, or some of the places, I'll go through the details in the following slides, inshallah, to a Mu'aysim camp. I just want to make the point here that if you booked a package, and please listen carefully, if you booked a package with Majar al-Kabsh, you will inshallah go to Majar al-Kabsh, period. So there is no change to Mu'aisim for you. So if you booked a package with Majar al-Kabsh in the camp next to Jamara, inshallah you will be going there. There is no change to Mu'aisim. So I just want to make that clear. So the following slides, inshallah, what we've done, we've adopted a traffic light system. Red meaning no availability, amber low availability, and green with good availability. And inshallah, we're going to go through package by package to give everybody an idea of the availability. So come phase 3 and the system is ready, you are aware of how to configure your main package and your kind of backup or preferred packages. Now, we are going to share the webinar recording, not necessarily the presentation. So if you want to take a picture of the screen so you've got it on your phone and have it next to you on the day, feel free to do so. So let's start with Majar al-Kabsh. Now, this is these are the packages with Mina camp in Majar al-Kabsh. So exactly like we had in phase 1. And if you look to your left, we've split it to 17 days going in duration. So the longest duration at the top, 17 days, then the 14 days and the 12 days. And the 14 days is obviously split between the standard 14-day and the 14-day quad plus. And quad plus means the quad room in Mecca and the double in Medina. And likewise for the 12-day package as well. So starting with the 17-day package, availability, nothing for the triple rooms, very limited capacity double room, but some capacity, good availability in the quad room. So that's the idea. So 14-day limited capacity for double and triple, nothing in the quad room, and the quad plus, nothing on the quad plus for the 14-day package. And the 12-day package, plenty of, or good availability, I should say, for the double rooms on the 12-day package, nothing for quad plus on the 12-day package. So that's the idea. So this is the Majar al-Kabsh packages. So exactly like we have in phase 1 and what have been advertised. Okay. Now let's move to Mu'aisim. So there is, because I saw one of the questions, is there availability in Majar al-Kabsh? One of the questions in the Q&A. Yes, there is availability. And hopefully this traffic light system gives you an idea of what to configure in your basket and what to put as a preferred package, as a backup package. So this is Majar al-Kabsh. And this is Mu'aisim. Now, the first thing that you will probably notice is that there is no 17-day package in Mu'aisim. I'll go back a slide. So the 17-day package was here, A1110J. And the idea is that the remaining capacity that we have for that package, we are hoping that it will be sold in Majar al-Kabsh, because that was a very popular package. And the remaining places, we feel that they will get sold out. So we said, okay, as a clean kind of package, to keep it clean, we'll put everybody in on the 17-day package in Majar al-Kabsh. So that's why there is no availability in Mu'aisim. So the 14-day package and the 14-day quad plus, we have plenty of availability. Everything is green. Obviously, the triple doesn't apply for the quad plus because it's a double and it's a quad and a double. But everywhere else, there is good availability. And this is going back to my first point, that there was a risk that had we kept everybody in Majar al-Kabsh or proceeded on the basis that we don't change anything, there is a big risk that we don't have, that you lose out on a Hajj package, because everybody, there will be so many people chasing just a few places left in Majar al-Kabsh. This is why we have analyzed the situation and changed the strategy to having Mu'aisim packages, inshallah. Hotels will remain the same, duration will stay the same. The only thing that changes is the Mina camp. So instead of Majar al-Kabsh, we will have Mu'aisim. Yes, one thing you're going to ask, is there a difference in price? Yes, there is a difference in price. It's around £900, I think, cheaper, 4,000 riyals. We have the following slide that show the pricing difference. Now, please bear in mind that these are guide prices only. The final price will be shown on Nusuk. So this is the 12-day package in Mu'aisim, and this is again using 4.6 as the exchange rate. This could be slightly lower, slightly higher on Nusuk. We don't know, because we're using this just to give you a guide price so you can top up your e-wallet accordingly. So these are cheaper than the prices at Majar al-Kabsh. So this is the price on the screen now for the 12-day non-shifting package at Al-Mu'aisim, and likewise the Quad Plus package 12-day. One thing you'll notice is the code in red. Now, I just want to go back and show you, if you look at the 12-day package, it's A4900J dash DT or space DT. So A4900J. Now, the only difference here is that this is A4900U. So J represents Majar al-Kabsh and U represents Al-Mu'aisim. So this is the only difference in coding. And inshallah, as Brother Zishan mentioned before, we'll share all the URL links and all the details. We're going over the next 1 or 2 days. We're going to give you all the information, inshallah, that will help you when it comes to phase 3, when it comes to on the day, what you need to do, how you need to click, and to kind of optimize your time when it comes to booking your package. So this is the 12-day, and the 14-day is here. So if you look, the package code was A4500J for Majar al-Kabsh, and this is A4500U-DT for the 14-day. And this is the price, or these are the prices for the 14-day Al-Mu'aisim package. And again, like I said, it's a guide price only. Final price you'll see on Nusuk, inshallah. So this is the summary of the change to Al-Mu'aisim for the remaining or some of the places on the packages. And this is just a slide I put together showing the price. I think you all know this information. This is the Majar al-Kabsh. So it's the same idea, but the Majar al-Kabsh package. These prices are not, I think you already know what the prices are from Nusuk, but this is just the just put it together just for completion. So those are the details. Now, what do you need to do next? Now, reflect and make a decision on which package suits your needs. And as Brother Shan mentioned, select at least, or he mentioned, please have a backup. Your preference or your aim should be to get to Hajj. Don't focus on maybe the airport or the package or the room configuration. Your aim should be, yes, I want to have this package as a priority, but at the same time, I don't mind because I want to have this as a backup because I want to go to Hajj. So have at least, we recommend 2 preferred options as a backup. I think Nusuk allows 4 or 5 as backup packages or preferred packages, but we suggest at least have 2, maybe 3 options as a backup, so it's easier for you to kind of configure if your number 1 package is not available anymore. Ensure your e-wallet is topped up accordingly, up to the highest package price from your choices, because what you don't want to happen is that if one of your packages is, I don't know, for argument's sake, 65,000 and one of the packages is 68,000, top up to 68,000, because if the 65,000 is sold, you don't want to then waste that time to top up 3,000 or 4,000 extra riyals to secure your next package. So top up to the highest package price from the choices that you've selected. And again, I just reiterate the point again, URL links for the packages and the relevant posters will be shared in our Telegram channel, inshallah, over the next 1 or 2 days. And just a bit of advice, renew your intention with dua. and trust in Allah's divine plan. Whatever He chooses is best for us, inshallah. So that's pretty much the presentation. Now we are open to Q&A if you have any questions. Sohail is with us also. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand, Hassan, if you want to manage the Q&A.
Yes. Can we have Adam Mohsin, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Just one question. What countries are part of the UK that they don't have access to Nusuk at the moment? So just for us to think on phase 3, who are we competing against? How many countries, more or less? Thank you.
How many countries, sorry, brother, how many countries also do not have access? You mean like the UK?
Yes, yes. So basically, like the UK, we have
Ah.
all grayed out. And now, as I understood from yesterday's webinar, that phase 3 will be open for 126 countries. But out of these 126 countries, how many, like in the UK situation, that they cannot choose any packages at the moment?
There was a list that I saw of about 20 or 30 countries. Sohail, did you see this list?
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many to mention across the world, to be honest. There are around 20.
Around like 30 countries out of 120.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unless you want to add something, Sohail.
No, inshallah, the way you got to look at it is the Muslim population and the quota percentage. That'll give you an idea where the demand is coming from and how. So if you generally look at the size of a country, America is a big one. So America is one of them. Canada is another. UK is another, inshallah. So where the demand is coming from, those are the countries who are most likely to be, allocated a quota. But inshallah, there'll be something for everyone.
Yeah. Okay, Hassan. We'll try and kind of go through as quickly as possible how many.
Zoom user.
Yeah, I had a question with regards to the so availability. You just mentioned that there is enough availability by the looks of it. But what are the numbers like in terms of availability? For example, if I wanted, because I'm looking for 17 days for quad for me and my brother. So, like, what's the number that you guys have currently?
I was waiting for this question, and I thought, who's going to be the one that's going to ask this question? So not just the traffic light system, they wanted numbers too. So look, see, numbers, I was hesitant to share these because we didn't want to kind of, because it's all relative, because you don't know how many people are going to apply for that package, even though you have something might be red, but you might have, or amber, let's say, but you have very few people or more people kind of going for that. So it's all relative depending on what the demand is going to be for that package. But
yeah,
I mean, regardless of that, I'll share just for since you've asked.
because that way at least we could prepare ourselves like what we're competing with. You get what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if I'm looking for a 17-day package for code sharing, I know there is availability, but what about at that time you might have availability of 20 people and then 20 people have taken that. So then I'm literally left alone, and like I know I should look for alternative like packages as well, but for me that's the best one for it. And there are other packages, 12 days and 14 days is not feasible for me.
Yeah, no, it's a valid point. But what I was trying to say was, even though there are 20, you might have 10 people going for it. You might have 50 people going for it. We don't know. So it's all relative. You see. So, but I mean, in terms of numbers, we have around for that package, 17-day package, we have around 30 places.
For quad or double?
Both together. So quad is the most majority. A handful in double, less than 10, but most of them in the quad. Most of them in the quad.
Okay.
But
okay,
brother, don't rely on just the 17. Go for the 17. I would say just go for that because there are places available. But as we mentioned before, have a backup. Have a couple of backups
of course,
inshallah. But there is availability. Just to answer your question, yes.
Okay, Jazakallah khair.
Okay.
We could have Fatima, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Can you hear me?
Deep voice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So with regards to, I've saved, A4900J in my basket. So when I, inshallah, in phase 3, go to log in, and I come to just check out 2 buttons, and inshallah it works. How would I know if the Majar al-Kabsh capacity has been reached? How will it work? Because I heard that this is a live inventory. When the Majar al-Kabsh is full, will I basically just not be able to purchase the package and be told to reconfigure? How do I know capacity is full?
Correct. I think there will be a pop-up window that comes up. But Sohail, you can advise. I think that's what normally happens on this.
Yep, most definitely. But I think even before that, Abdul Wahid, we've ascertained that anybody from here on going to be booking any of the dome packages. The capacity is severely restricted, if anything at all, at the moment. So anybody else moving on from here will be moving or transferred to Muaisim. That is my understanding at this stage, having spoke to Sheikh Abdul Rahman.
There are some places remaining in Majar, or there will be some places remaining in Majar al-Kabsh. In total, we have around capacity of around, this is just to kind of complete the picture for everybody, around 80 to 90 across all the packages for Majar al-Kabsh. And everybody else will be, inshallah, into Muaisim. So it's very limited now, very restricted, as you say. But there will be some, not too much, but some. But that number that I mentioned is across all of the packages, not just one of the packages.
So if it's sold out, how will I know? Like, I'm just trying to think, come phase 3, I log in, it's in my basket already. How do I know it's sold out? Do I just go for it and just say Bismillah? What do I
go
do?
for it. Sorry, go on, Sohail.
Yeah, I would agree with. I know Sheikh Abdul Wahid, you're saying to go with it. What is, there's no prompt at the moment with regards to the camps. So whilst there was before, it used to give an indication that camp capacity full. I don't think there is one at the moment. So as you say, inshallah, just go for it. And if there is capacity there and you've got it, alhamdulillah. If not, I wouldn't even call it a second best. You've got an alternative, inshallah. For me, the alternative rather than first and the second best.
I think I just
Jazakallah.
want to add a point there. The brother was actually, I think, wanting to know how would he know. So if you go to the checkout and by that time the capacity for Majar is already full, it will say like in the phase 1 for the UK, it said country quota has reached, or so it will be a similar message to say that the quota for Majar is complete or used. So you will know immediately. So then you can go to the next stage of configuring the next package in your choice.
Yeah. And I believe the way the packages are going to be configured, or the places, the numbers will be restricted as well. So let's say, for example, we have 90 places on one particular package. Once we hit that 90, it won't allow you to book. So if you configure and you go to checkout and you go through the whole process, if your e-wallet is empty and you receive that tick and all of that, then inshallah you've managed to secure a package.
Jazakallah khair.
Okay.
Okay, can we have Munira, please? Munira?
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Oh, just out of interest, when they release in phase 3, when they release the new quotas, is the quotas going to be like country specific? So they're going to say like, say 3,000 more for the UK, so we'll be competing against UK, or is it going to be an increased quota for the whole world? So we'll be competing against like the whole world.
So I
Yeah.
think I have an answer, but I'll let you answer.
Absolutely. So it will be an allocation of a world quota, and there will be apportioned upon the countries as well. So yeah, every country will have a different apportionment, but they don't actually just say we're going to send this many to this country, this many to this country. They will actually have one pool in which they'll be spread amongst all the other countries.
Okay, inshallah.
The next question.
We can have Muhammad Jahidi, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, brother.
Now, I just want to go back on to ask a question on the OTP situation, what I experienced or what I was doing on Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday last week when I was trying to book for the package? The issue is that I use obviously a desktop. I was actually at work using a desktop, and I was getting my emails for the OTP on my phone. Now, what in my situation is that I have two phones. So I can receive my emails from both phones and from the desktop I'm using also. So was that a problem, or did I create myself a problem where the OTP was going all over the place, going onto the phone, going to phone number one, going to phone number two, going to my laptop, and going to my desktop, and then that's why I got messed up. Should I just use one, or should I just switch off everything and just use the phone? Because I've found that using the phone to get the OTP has been very, very beneficial, in the sense that I get the OTP straight away, I put it in. I get the OTP on my Gmail, I put it in straight away onto the desktop.
Okay, so
Yeah, Brother Muhammad, you've took absolutely the correct steps. You're doing nothing wrong. Carry on what you're doing. And if it gives you a peace of mind, I get my OTPs on my mobile phone as well. So as soon as I've logged into my PC, I wait for my OTP on my phone and we log in. And we did that with 20 devices on the same day as you were. So I'm not saying you do 20 devices. It's because we were assisting other pilgrims. That's why. But on one device, inshallah, you're doing absolutely right. Carry on as you are.
Thank you. Shukran.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Next question, Hassan.
We can have Suhaila, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've joined the webinar, but it sounds like we are able to put the packages in our basket first, and then when it goes live, we can just like check out and pay for it. Is that what it is?
Sister Suhaila, you're my female namesake. I thought just humor, a little bit of humor, liven up the mood and everything as it was. I'm a northerner, so you get that from me occasionally. But no, there's no indication at this stage. But again, historically, there was no pre-configuration stage last year. That's one indicator. The second indicator, there's no logic behind pre-configuration, simply because we've gone past the stages of fresh launches. So at this stage, all they're going to be doing is reshuffling all the packages, review all the packages, check all the inventories are correct, and they will be ready to go. So if there is a pre-configuration stage, if there is, then alhamdulillah, you should be prepared for that. But
Okay.
likely there won't be. So it'll be a case of just going on, choosing your package, configure it, and inshallah, check out.
Okay, no problem, because I'm like thinking I must be doing something wrong because I don't have anything in my basket, and all I see is like the blurred out version of everything.
Be prepared for all eventualities, and inshallah, we've covered all bases, so we should. Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah.
I think
Thank you.
over the next day or two, Sister Sahila, just spend time studying the packages, or if you've got a package in mind, what you're going to have as number one, number two, number three, and then inshallah, on the day, hopefully you can configure in good time and buy your package.
Inshallah. No, I've also like looked really closely at how to do it fast. So inshallah.
Inshallah.
Abdul Wahid, just a quick request. Could you just go back the slide to Al-Maysam?
Yeah.
As some people are asking. Yes. And then Hassan, you carry on.
If we can have Adam Mosim, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Do we have any date for phase 3 release? Thank you.
No, nothing fixed. Tentative dates that we received last week was the 20th of Sha'ban, which falls on Wednesday. So potentially Wednesday or Thursday. But again, just stay tuned into the Telegram channels and the Al-Bayt channels. And inshallah, as soon as we hear anything from Nusuk, we will inform everybody. But like we mentioned earlier in the webinar, we don't know if we're going to get any kind of notice. It might just be one email, saying the system is live. In which case we'll let everybody know. But if we receive anything, inshallah, we will let everybody know as soon as possible.
Brother Hassan, Abdul Wahid, Sheikh Ibrar, am I okay to take leave? Because they're knocking me for another webinar. They're waiting for me.
Jazakallah khair, Suhail. Thank you so much for your time again.
If there are any technical questions for my limited capacity, just send them over to me. I'll answer them and then send them straight back to you, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Jazakumullah, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
we'll take last few, Hassan. I don't know how many there are left, but it's been an hour and a half. So,
inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Let's carry on.
If we can have Rizwana, please. Rizwana, you need to just unmute your microphone. Okay, we will move on to Faris, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wanted to ask, prior in this webinar, you mentioned that Nusuk allows, I think it was up to 5 preferences you said. I wanted to ask, is it the same preference as before with regards to configuration in phase 1? And secondly, is there any advantage in having any package listed as a preference in terms of speed in purchasing on the day? Thank you.
It's more to find the package. So you will have one, you can only configure one package to go into the basket. That will be your kind of main package or the package that you want to purchase. But should that get sold out, then to look for the second package, you already have it starred. So then there's a in the side menu, there is an option that says preferred packages. So you can click on that and straight away the package that you starred or you selected as preferred or starred, favorited, let's say, that would be there. So then you can just click on that and then do all the do what you need to do to configure it and go to checkout. It's just to help you then kind of putting in the code and searching for it and all of that. So that's the benefit of having preferred packages or 2 or 3 packages as preferred.
All right, apologies. I do have one more question if you have time for me.
Sure, go ahead.
I wanted to ask, where can I, because I've struggled to find the recordings of these webinars on the Albeit channel or the Dome 2 channel regardless. I can't really find them. So is there any place that I can find all of them readily accessible?
Yes.
We do. Sorry, Brad, go ahead.
Al-Bayt have a special channel called FAQ. I will share the link here now, and all the recordings and a lot of other useful information is listed there. So I'll share the information in the chat now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Hassan.
And can we have Faris K, please? Faris K.
He was just on now. No? Was that Faris or was that somebody else?
Yeah, that was me. Apologies. I'm gonna go now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. And we have Sabah.
Alaikum. I just want to get an idea of the numbers for A45U and J as to what sort of numbers are available and A451OU so that I can change my preferences accordingly dependent on the numbers available.
What package is that? Sorry,
A4500J and A4500U and
A4500J, the one in
Majrul Kabsh and in Muassam, yeah, please, and in Muassam.
Okay, so Muassam, there's plenty of availability. In terms of numbers, we have 80 plus, more than 80, 70 to 80.
In Muassam camp.
In Muassam camp, yes.
And in Majrul
for Majrul Kabsh, we have around over 10.
Okay. And what about A51OU? A451OU.
So U, we have 70 plus.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
Jazakallah.
So
Thank
that's the package. No problem.
Okay. And you also, sorry, you mentioned that in total the capacity left in Majrul Kabsh is in total 80 to 90. Is that only for dome tours or is it across like for you and
No, dome
Al-Qur'an?
tours. Dome tours. Dome
Oh,
tours.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Jazakallah.
Okay.
And last question for now we have is Omtoy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I know you may not be able to give the exact figures, but I'm interested in the 17 days, and maybe I'm trying to think of the masim. But have you got an idea how many numbers in terms that you have, and how many people have shown interest on the dome or for the 17-day?
In the 17-day Mu'asim, there's nothing. If you
There's
recall,
nothing.
not in Mu'asim.
Yeah, so,
All the
okay, I
17.
missed that point.
Yeah. So 17-day, inshallah, the remaining capacity, because that was a popular package, the remaining capacity, which wasn't much, we said, okay, let's try and give everything to Majar al-Kabsh, because then that's a clean package. It's full package in one camp, rather than having some people in Majar and some in Mu'aisim. So there will be no 17-day in Mu'aisim, inshallah. All of the, and there is capacity left, like I mentioned. There are some places left. There will be
I think
in.
Yeah. Sorry.
So they will be in Majar al-Kabsh. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think it's finished. Abdul Wahid, I just wanted to make one point about the last sister. She was asking about the dome's capacity in Majar al-Kabsh. So this is based on the number of packages that we are attempting to keep with the Majar al-Kabsh. But the overall capacity left is, like you mentioned earlier, was around 1,000. But that is globally. And it's not allocated to any particular agents or particular country. So it would be like first come, first serve basis. So, but the chances are that because it's global, by the time anyone from the UK is able to log in and purchase anything, the chances are very low.
Yeah, it's a very, very valid point, Ibrahim. This is why we changed the strategy to Mu'aisim, because had we kept the packages as they were, you potentially have thousands of people around the world chasing 1,000 places in Majar al-Kabsh. So, and this is the big risk, because then it's a big risk of not purchasing any package. So the strategy was, okay, so let's try and it's not us, our partners, Al Hidayah, have done exactly the same. And they had their webinar yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they've shared the same details with their Hujjaj, with their pilgrims. And they're doing exactly the same as ourselves. And where they're moving the capacity to Mu'aisim as well. Because the risk is then there will be no places left. So Mu'aisim, alhamdulillah, has capacity. So the decision was taken to move the remaining places to, inshallah, to Mu'aisim, to increase the chances of people securing a package. And obviously the price reflects that as well. And whichever camp you'll be in, there will be a core team in Majar al-Kabsh to support you, a core team in Mu'aisim to support you. So there's no, other than location, of course, is different, but in terms of amenities, in terms of facilities, in terms of team, everything remains the same, inshallah.
Okay.
Anything else, Hassan?
That's it. There's no other hands raised. There are a few on the Q&A group, and a lot of people are asking in terms of numbers. I know you've gone through some of them, but if you could maybe just run through them again. One was A1110J. Availability for that?
That was the one the brother was asking about Majar. So we have around 30 across the quad and the double. In fact, let me share the screen again. So here, for this package, the A1110J, there's nothing in triple. some capacity in double, a handful of places, less than 10, but over 20, 25 remaining in the quad. So there is availability in the 17-day package. And inshallah, that will get sold because that was a popular package. And the full package will be in Wajar al-Kabsh because that obviously there's nothing in Muaisim. So, by all means, people can go for that package.
And just another one, I know you did briefly mention, but there was A4500J for double room capacity.
A4500J, this one. For J, we have over 10 places. So over 10. So there are some places there.
So you were asking for in particularly for double. So I think there will be more double.
Sorry, no, my apologies. Hold on. For double, there will be some. I don't have the exact. I have total capacity. I don't have the double, but there will be some places. A handful.
Okay. I think that's it in terms of questions. The rest we have on the group will.
Okay, good. So just going back to the last slide. Yeah. So this is as in kind of what's next. Over the next couple of days, inshallah, please stay tuned on the Telegram channel. We'll share the recording of this webinar. Please watch it again, familiarize yourself with Nusuk and what Brother Sean went through. So on the day, obviously your kind of stress levels will be high and you want to purchase your package. Inshallah, just stay calm, make dua, do your azkar, say Bismillah and go ahead with your configurations. If it's meant to be, it will be, inshallah. And if you are destined to go to Hajj this year, it will happen, inshallah. So try not to worry, try not to be apprehensive. If you have any questions between now and every day, the chat will be open on Telegram. You can message us there. You can contact us directly. If you want somebody to call you, please let us know. Somebody will call you, inshallah, and talk you through any questions that you might have. We'll share the URL links. We'll put a couple of posters together and some other details, inshallah, so it's easier for you on the day. At the same time, we're sharing videos now of our shuyukh and our guides, so please watch them, and inshallah, you can familiarize yourself with the team as well. Anything else, Ibrahim?
I think that's it. We've covered everything now.
So this recording we'll share with you, inshallah, tomorrow. We'll send you the link. Please watch it. And that's it. Hopefully, inshallah, we'll let you know when Nusuk goes live for phase 3. So we'll close there, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.